555. Pan Africa TV, it just gets better. Today on One, Always There. Today on One, your daily dose of local affairs and social media commentary. Today on One, NCAA suspended legal officer defends her actions. NYC board members clash at media conference. LPM continues to seek audience with the president regarding Ausenkeer. And makeover for Windhoek's main police station.
Today on One sat down with Natalia Isaac, who was recently suspended from her position as an assistant legal officer at the Namibia Civil Aviation Authority for allegedly exposing unlawful and discriminatory recruitment practices at the civil aviation regulatory body. According to Isaac, the controversial video footage that went viral on social media was intended to defame her character by portraying her as an aggressive person. The suspended assistant legal officer recently led a protest with staff from the aviation industry where they called for the NCAA board and the executive committee to immediately step down for allegedly overlooking qualified Namibians and defying instructions from the Works and Transport Minister. According to Isaac, her main grievance is the alleged unfair recruitment practices where mostly foreign pensioners from South Africa were recruited for top management positions.
The events of the 16th of July are that in the morning we came in and it was a normal, but we had agreed that we were wearing all black because we felt we needed to be heard as black people, and that's why I was actually wearing the shirt with that message, that black employees matter, that junior employees matter, that temporary employees matter, and this message was such because those are my main grievances. For instance, I just feel like temporary staff are being undermined. On one side you have management that is saying we do not have qualified Namibians and therefore, we have made efforts to hire foreigners instead. But for instance, in the compliance and regulatory risk department, in this department you have a Namibian black woman who holds an LLB degree. You also have a young man who holds a master's degree from the UK in aeronautical engineering, which is a scarce area in Namibia, right? Scarce. And which is also very relevant to the authority, but these are temporary, they're temporary employees on contracts just being renewed, continuously. And then this department is headed by somebody who does not have legal background or legal qualification, who does not have aeronautical engineering experience or qualification. Like the least qualified person in that department is the one heading the department. And then the qualified people are on temporary contracts, and then we have EXCO singing the song of we don't have qualified Namibians. All you need to do for somebody who has an aeronautical master's, right, is to top up with the inspection trainings, and so they get the credentials, and so that even the 2-year training that they're supposed to do to get registered with the Engineering Council, that can be done in the NCAA because it's aeronautical, and you want to retain such employees because this is a scarce area, but of course that's not being done. Even if there are certain areas that we can't fill with Namibian skills, when you do then get a foreign expert, they should have an understudy, because how and when are you going to close the skills gap that you're concerned about? And this is not a common practice in the NCAA. It's not happening, and over and above that, even if you need to go and source for foreign skills, you still need to follow procedures. You still need to comply with laws. You don't just start headhunting and whatnot. You still follow the normal procedures and have preferences for the least, for the least advantaged groups, basically. So, and we just feel that all of those procedures are not being followed, and it's very suspicious, right, that this foreign expertise will always mostly be South African, when it's the high-profile management jobs in the NCAA. I mean, aren't there other people from other countries all over Africa that apply for these positions that are qualified? Why is it always the South African white nationals? That for me paints a certain picture, and I think those are issues that we need to look into. Like I said, we've only made allegations, but we can pull the records, And there are also Namibians who are unemployed and have reached out to this Louise Stolz, to say that they actually are qualified in this area, and therefore, right now they are unemployed and they are available. But she would look past that, ignore it, and continue with headhunting in South Africa, which just doesn't make sense.
The NCAA is a state-owned enterprise which functions autonomously under a board of directors appointed by the Minister of Works and Transport in his capacity as the portfolio minister. The state-owned enterprise's interim executive director, Reinhard Gardner, during a recent press briefing, explained why the regulatory body opted to outsource foreign skilled experts.
So Peter Murray is one of the very few highly qualified air navigation service managers with many, many years under his belt, who was appointed. He came here, got a work permit, and he was asked to help us and assist us establishing that in ANS. And by virtue of the organization, he's also a board, not board member, but on the EXCO. And it's a very, very important part of the NCAA. Mr. Harry Roberts is a similar case, specialized experience and qualifications in procedural designs. If an aeroplane comes in, you don't come and land. There's a certain procedure, there are certain approaches you fly, there are charts. That is his speciality, highly qualified, also South African, because those two specialities or qualifications we did not have in Namibia available at the time. And so there are many in the NCAA. Even today, I said it earlier today, in our regulatory environment, we have to have an inspector who is trained and signed out to inspect white-bodied aircraft. White-bodied meaning Air Namibia aeroplanes and Qatar, Ethiopian, and so on. Right now in this country, we do not have a white-bodied inspector. The last one was Simon Kabu from Tanzania, ICAO expert. He left after his contract has expired. So, and it's not a position or qualification you get overnight. 5, 6, 8 years, easily.
Isaac also alleged that prior to her suspension, she has never received a single warning letter, neither has she ever been summoned to a disciplinary hearing, and that her managers have never complained about her performance at work.
At a press briefing by the National Youth Council to give an update on the outcomes of the Special Representative Council meeting, an aggrieved former board member appeared at the conference and challenged the basis of the new board's appointment at the Special Representative Council meeting held on Saturday and Sunday. The previous board member Ndahafa Hapulile confronted the interim board members as they announced the outcome of the recently held Special Representative Council meeting in Windhoek. The Minister of Sports, Youth and National Services presided over the meeting that overruled her earlier decision to extend the term of the board of the National Youth Council. Hapulile argued that they are still the rightful board members and that the matter is before the head of state for intervention.
And as we stand now, we organized a representative council to have our calendar adapted for the year. However, the minister at that platform informed the meeting that we cannot, that she apparently extended our board and she did not have a permission to do so. Even though we had a meeting with the minister, in that meeting the minister was mandated, that was before our term expired. The minister was informed us and we agreed as per the section public enterprise section.
You are hearing
So
previous board member that received a letter yesterday.
I never received any letter, but I'm
Then
going
that
to
letter has
respect that
arrived.
decision.
That letter has
But I just
arrived
want
at
to
this
inform
office.
you. I just want to inform
That
you that at
the-
this moment.
That the.
It's-
Can you please shift for me?
No,
The COVID-19 regulation.
No,
Yes,
I would
please,
want this to be minuted because I'm still the custodian.
This is not a meeting for minute needs to be taken, please.
No, I would like this to be kept. On what
This
basis are you here?
this
If you
individual,
wrote the head of state, it's fine. Let's have that meeting and let's discuss it then.
No, I'm saying,
Now
what
you're
is he
following other
reading here?
procedures.
this individual standing in front besides me must by now most probably have received a letter that was signed
I
off.
haven't received any letter.
Then
for
please
this.
excuse us so we can
Yes,
have the press
I'm the board
conference. If
member
you have
of
a
this,
counter,
fully elected.
if you have a
There's
counter,
no counter.
then
There's
call
no
your press
counter.
conference.
This is the resolution of the General Assembly. These are the resolutions of the General Assembly. He stood for General Assembly and he was rejected. And at the moment we are waiting for the minister to answer to us. We haven't given any resolution
Tafa,
to the
can you
minister.
please shift from
No,
me?
I just want to know. We
Why
have
are you standing
institutions.
close to me?
Colleagues. We
Why
must
are you-
respect
why are you standing
institutions,
close? Please,
JP, we must
please,
respect institutions.
please
This is
shift-
a body established by the
shift
Act
from
of
me.
Parliament. No, very well.
The chairperson of the Representative Council, JP van der Westhuizen, said that Hapulile and other former board members were ousted in a legitimate process that was endorsed by the line minister.
The outcome of the meeting. The special meeting of the RC by a majority vote resolved the following: to nominate the interim board following the tenure of the board coming to an end on the 18th of May 2020 for recommendation to the minister for appointment. The Special Representative Council, as part of the resolution, thus nominated 5 members of the Representative Council to serve on the interim board. The minister considered and endorsed that resolution of the special meeting. And to that end, a letter arrived at this National Council building, directed to the vice chairperson of the previous board, informing them that the decision to having extended their tenure was rescinded. When the minister sends a letter saying the tenure that I extended herewith does not count anymore because the resolution was taken by the RC, which is the second highest decision-making body in the interim of the General Assembly, when the minister says that, there's no more board, only the interim board, as far as that resolution.
During the meeting held with the minister, an interim board was elected which consists of Herman Nakwatumba as board chairman, Eva Awases, Elven Gariseb, Melinda Mohotsi, and Marvin Vesevete.
It's OK Furniture's biggest sale ever, and you don't want to miss out on these huge deals. Get the KIC 314-litre water dispenser fridge, now only 4499. Save 1,000 and save 1,299 on this Hisense 49-inch Full HD digital LED TV plus matching soundbar. A big combo deal at 5499. Get to OK Furniture for our biggest sale ever and the lowest credit installments guaranteed.
The Landless People's Movement LPM is still waiting on President Hage Geingob to address the issue of the grape farms in the southern time of Ausenkert. This comes after the Landless People's Movement posted the question to the head of state at this year's State of the Nation address. The Landless People's Movement LPM deputy leader Henny Sebeb said that the residents of Ausenkert is living in deploring conditions and the monopolies are taking advantage of the people in the area.
As you rightly mentioned, there is Spa in Ausenkert. Now, and then opposite you see people are living in those shacks and so on. Now, that's how capitalism works. Neoliberal economic policies that government has been following for the past 30 years is catching up. Now, what does the capitalist do? They go, set up the grape farm, take the workers, exploit them by giving them low salaries, cheap labor in some instances, don't build for them housing so that they get cold, but they must always wake up what time. I don't think in terms of electricity, water, cold water, they are using it. As I said, they use Orange River when the nature calls. Now, that is how crude capitalism works. It sucks the nectar of the ordinary man. Now, and then they built Spa. At that Spa, I saw tops. Now, these workers coming from that shacks or whatsoever things must now go, buy food at this retail. Who are the owners of that retail? It's South Africans. SPAR is South Africans.
SABEP added that they wrote a letter to the head of state, Hage Geingob, to request for an audience to discuss the Ausenkerd matter, but the president has never reverted back to the party.
Hence, we say, let's restore Ausenkerd farmers, workers' dignity. That must be our final goal. And we are still open. We are waiting for President Geingob because we have written to him a letter. We are waiting to engage him unless perhaps he feels inferior not to engage us. Because these are serious matters. We have done our research. We have even wrote a small article on those things here. So we are open for engagement because our people there are suffering. And the unions, unions are cowardice unions, like Job Muniaro. He does not care. I don't even think he understands these things, what the workers' real issues and what needs to be done. I think he does not understand. He doesn't have any mental capacity to sit down, conduct a proper research, and to talk about these things. He only maybe has time to write about SWAPO politics and Pendukeni must become president after Hage's stories. But we are not interested. We can take them on intellectually and otherwise, but our people are really suffering.
The LPM is planning on taking over the town through the regional and local authority elections in November.
The new All Seasons Moisture Body Lotion from Nivea Men. For 0% stickiness no matter how hot you are, and 100% moisture no matter how cool you are. Get deeply nourished, healthier looking skin. New Nivea Men All Seasons. 0% stickiness, 100% moisture. Nivea Men, it starts with you. Nivea Men All Seasons. Now available in a cream.
The Windhoek police station in the Central Business District will soon get a new appearance after paint producer Neo Paints donated 300 liters of paint to get the building revamped. The last time that the exterior walls of the Windhoek police station got a new look was nearly 20 years ago. This week, the station received paint from Neo Paints Namibia that is valued at 28,000 Namibian dollars to renovate the building's appearance. The Commerce Regional Commander, Commissioner Joseph Shikongo, expressed his appreciation for the sponsorship, noting that the building is the pillar and pride of the community and a new look will make a difference in the lives of its officials and daily visitors.
As Commerce Region, it is management, the police station, Windhoek Police Station, we are extremely grateful that your company saw it fit to sponsor and assist us in renovating this building, which is a pillar and in the face of our community. Your sponsorship will not only rejuvenate the overall look of the building, but it is a clear demonstration that the police management cares about its officers and the community they are serving. Your contribution on a sponsorship is making a big difference in the lives of our officers and public in general.
Since taking over leadership of the station, the commander has made it his mission to renovate the building and give it a welcoming touch. Chief Inspector Bennett Muyambango has started this process with a garden in front of the main entrance. He said that the paint work will commence once the new colors and style gets approval from the head office.
I salute you, Neo Paint, for this noble task you have performed here today, and we promise to utilize this donation to full good use by beautifying our Windhoek police station. Your decision and the step you have taken to embark on this beautiful project has not only brought hope and change to our station, but also plant similar thoughts into other Samaritans that will also wish to follow into your good generosity. The entire members of Windhoek Police Station, your tireless efforts will always be highly appreciated keep on doing the nation proud by performing your noble task with diligence, by maintaining law and order, and to regulate the discipline in our people.
Police reservists within Nampol facilitated the process of acquiring the paint. Neopaint's chief financial officer said that the donation is part of their efforts to give back to Namibians through their community project campaign competition.
The reservists came to New Paints, and there's a competition that New Paints is currently launched, where we want to assist communities with redecorating their current structures. So they came to us, and with the assistance of a couple of our New Paints employees, we identified places that needed to be redone and repainted. And so, yes, the paint that we've basically given is roughly about 300 liters, and that should cover area about 2,400 square meters.
The police station also hosts the Nampol Commerce Regional Office as construction of their new premises nears completion. Neopaint said that it will continue to support initiatives that have an impact on the lives of Namibians, more so at a time when the country is facing a national health crisis.
It's OK Furniture's biggest sale ever, and you don't want to miss out on these huge deals. Get the KIC 314-litre water dispenser fridge, now only 4499. Save 1,000 and save 1299 on this Hisense 49-inch Full HD digital LED TV plus matching soundbar. A big combo deal at 5499. Get to OK Furniture for our biggest sale ever and the lowest credit installments guaranteed.
We'll do all the best to get people to the polls. But the most important thing that we want to do.
In other leading stories, the Electoral Commission of Namibia is currently preparing for the 2020 regional councils and local authority elections as the body mandated to organize, direct, supervise, manage and control the conduct of all elections and referenda in a free, fair, independent, credible, transparent and impartial manner. As part of preparations for the forthcoming supplementary registration of voter process, the ECN has commenced with the recruitment process of mainly unemployed youth to perform certain functions during the SRV scheduled for the 7th until the 15th of September 2020 in line with the 2020 electoral calendar. For this recruitment exercise, the ECN has opted for an online recruitment process which is based on the ECN strategy to mitigate the impact of COVID-19 during the pre-electoral and post-electoral phases of the said elections. The introduction of the online application platform is an opportunity to strengthen its internal processes by creating a cutting-edge virtual hiring solution in order to seamlessly manage the recruitment process by making it more manageable as well as ensuring integrity. The SRV exercise creates around 6,000 temporary vacancies and the polling process approximately 13,000 temporary positions. Additionally, due to public demand, the ECN has reconsidered its decision and decided to relax the requirements for a driver's license for only the registration and polling officials and team leaders and presiding officer positions.
Welcome to Comments Corner, your daily dose of local comments from the hottest social media pages. The Ministry of Health and Social Services announced on Wednesday that it has received a total number of 806 results within 24 hours, adding that from this figure, 36 new COVID-19 positive cases were recorded. The ministry also said that there are currently 12 patients in a Walvis Bay hospital who are extremely ill and in need of oxygen support. They also confirmed that a resident of Koreangap in Windhoek has tested positive this week. Naledi said the government is entirely focused on Walvis Bay as the situation becomes grave. Tusnelda said that the virus could be spreading undetected in the capital city, and this will become evident once more tests are conducted. Hone is surprised to learn that there are patients that are in need of oxygen, since there were funds donated by stakeholders to the health ministry. Guvi said that Ludwig and Windhoek would likely be placed under lockdown again soon. Amalia said the health ministry needs to give more clarity on the cases recorded at Swakopmund. Velo fears that the situation in the epicenter could soon resonate in Windhoek once more testing is conducted. Christine encouraged Erongo residents to be strong. Belinda said the fact that a case that is not travel related has been detected in Koreangab means Windhoek could soon be in trouble. And that is all from Comments Corner. Be sure to post your comments on our social media pages for broadcast every day only on Today and One.
Share with us on #LearnOnOne. Tell us what you're learning and where you're learning it from. Send us your name and town to the One Africa TV's WhatsApp on 081 200 6659 or send an SMS to 555. One Africa TV. It just gets better. Love to hear from you. Send us your views, comments and videos with your name and town to the One Africa TV's WhatsApp on 081 200 6659 or send an SMS to 555. One Africa TV. It just gets better. A look at the weather forecast. First, an advisory from the Windhoek Met Office. East wind conditions will prevail over the Namib and coastal areas tomorrow, so please do take the necessary precautions. The Namibia interior cold at first, otherwise sunny and mild to warm. A fresh to strong northeasterly wind will prevail in the interior. The coast sunny and warm to hot with sandstorms. Now we look at minimum and maximum temperatures across the country and beyond.
and you're beautiful, look like an angel. I like it when you call me Papa. Baby, I don't see any reason to lose you, cause God told me in my dream I should choose you. Come as I'm kidding, come and have him can lose. In good and bad times, I'm totally cool. I'm a
BBC World News, the biggest African and international news stories. Focus